Good evening, Everblades fans, and welcome back to Hertz Arena for another Florida Everblades pregame show. I'm Jake Maurice, ready to go for the Florida Everblades and the Toledo Walleye. These two teams faced off last night, and it was a 1-0 Walleye victory. The only goal of the game coming from Dylan Moulton, just barely able to squeak a wraparound try by Cam Johnson. At the other end of the ice, the Everblades certainly had their chances. Plenty of looks, particularly out front of the net in the interior areas, slot, high slot. When getting into the middle, the Blades were able to generate chances, but when Toledo kept them to the outside, Florida's offense went dry. So when looking forward to tonight's game, you got to get into the middle more to get opportunities. And then at the other end, Florida's defense was quite strong, only allowing 18 shots against throughout the game. But Toledo, basically, they got their one goal and then sort of laid off a little bit offensively. And certainly the Blades, with the pressure offensively, they needed to get more offense, and they were. But Toledo, they were content to sort of let things go by for them, play conservative hockey, just get over the red line, clear pucks down the ice. So the Blades, they got to find a way to operate with a lead tonight. Over the last 6 games, Florida, they only have 1 goal in the first period, haven't been able to get off to fast starts recently, and that has been a point of major consternation for the Everblades. So for the Blades tonight, trying to get back in the win column after seeing their 5-game point streak snapped, and Carson Gisevich trying to start off a new point streak. His past one ended at 9 last night in the Blades' 3rd shutout loss of the season. And this is the last time this year the Blades are going to play in the regular season a playoff opponent. So it's really your last time going up against an opponent of equal caliber. Not to say, of course, that the 5 games they have remaining are going to be easy by any stretch, but there's a big difference when you're going up fine-tuning your game against a playoff opponent, the kind of teams you're going to play in the postseason versus teams that are just skating away the end of the season. So for Florida tonight, it's going to be a tough, intense battle just like it was last night, and it's really your last chance to kind of fix up some of the things in your game, polish some stuff out against the kind of opponent you're going to play in the playoffs, because it's one thing if you can do something versus the teams outside the playoffs. It's another thing entirely to do those same things against championship caliber opponents like both the Everblades and the Walleye are. Following last night's shutout loss, our own Camille Frick was able to talk with Colton Hargrove returning to the lineup for his first game back since injury. Let's take a listen.
Well, Hargrove, not an ideal outcome tonight, but you guys fought to the end. Is that a testament to the type of hockey that you guys play here?
Yeah, I think we like to keep it interesting here over the last month or so, but I think that is a testament to just how long we can go, how long we battle for. When we get dig ourselves into a hole, we usually seem to claw our way back out. So we get another chance tomorrow to take the lead and finish them off.
Regardless of the score, you guys did outpace Toledo as far as shots go. What can you do to make sure that those end up in the back of the net tomorrow?
I think pick better spots to shoot. I think we tried to shoot high, pick corners, and I think we just need to get pucks on net, not necessarily try to pick corners, just give ourselves a chance for a rebound.
Coach said that Toledo is an offensively dynamic team. After tonight, what can you do to combat that?
They are very offensive. They're very opportunistic. I think they, when they see a turnover, they go. So it's important for us to be on the right side of pucks and, back check as hard as we can. And I think that's also an advantage. If we are on the right side of the puck, then we get the puck more.
Thanks, Camille. Our 3 keys to the game are presented by Direct Effects. Talked about getting into the middle of the attacking zone for opportunities. That's where the Blades were at their best last night, in the offensive zone. Need to get in there more consistently tonight. The discipline for the Blades was very strong on Friday night. Only a couple of power plays for the Walleye, and when you're going up against the best power play in the ECHL, that's very good. So the Blades need to keep that going and making sure they don't get into any frustrating battles after the whistle stuff. That happened a couple times in the game last night, and that is where they got burned. So making sure they get that out of their game as much as possible is important. And then finally, you can certainly trust Cam Johnson and Will Cranley the way they've been goaltending. The 1 goal Toledo got was just one small breakdown, which was really more Dylan Moulton making a nice play than anything from the Everblades. But when you're inside your defensive zone, some clean breakouts, cleaning up some stuff, getting out of their own end needs to be fixed up tonight. There were a couple times, particularly in the first period in last night's game, where Toledo got chances after Florida had trouble getting out of their own end. Tonight, blackout night, the last time this season the Everblades playing an opponent outside the South Division and in the postseason. Going to be a fun one tonight here at Hertz Arena. Warm-ups and puck drop coming up next.